Hello and welcome to US Broadcast Live. Today I have John Budino from AIDA Imaging with me today. Thank you for joining us, John.
Hey Eric, hey guys, happy to be
S-
here.
I wanted to start off by asking you a couple quick questions about yourself and AIDA before we launch into talking about things like your 4K cameras and the other products that you guys have, as well as the collaborations with other vendors that I'd love to talk about. So, first and foremost, who is John Budino?
I am the director of operations for AIDA Imaging.
Okay.
We are a U.S.-based company, but we have a parent company in Seoul, Korea, that is manufacturing, of course, all of our products. Our products are coming directly from
So what
Korea. And
is one of the things that I guess I forgot to ever ask is where does the name AIDA come from? Is it a South Korean name? Is it an acronym?
well, it's actually my grandmother's name. She's a very nice lady, so make sure you guys buy the
Ah,
camera of my
I was gonna
grandmother.
say I do know a lady named Ada. That's
She's a
awesome.
sweet old lady. But we got AIDA from it basically derived from a marketing term. It's AIDA, attention, interest, desire, and action. So
Interesting.
it's a great fundamental that we build our business in with that aspect, developing our products and how we represent our brand. So
And what is it that you guys do in a nutshell?
we specialize in manufacturing SDI cameras. Obviously, our flagship product are cameras ranging from your POV box cameras
Mhm.
and PPV, and now we're introducing our 4K camera line this year, with hoping to be evolved our product line with more robust features involved in that. We also make converters, conversion equipments, sync generators, camera control unit and software, and the USB 3.0 line as well.
Cool. So let's get right down to it. What are these 4K cameras? Give people an understanding what they relate to. What are they like? I'm going to pull up a picture of one so that people watching can see, and you can narrate.
So that there is our UHD 100, and that is our the smallest 4K cameras that we have on our lineup there. All of our box cameras they derived from the same form factor, same physical design, interchangeable lens, but really depends on or it varies or it differentiates itself with different video output it has, communications, audio, and so on. With our HDMI, this is our UHD 100, and we actually engineered this for all the inquiries that we got on the pro AV market, where they
Mhm.
usually use HDMI. We're looking for a 4K compact size type of camera, typically used for like a video wall, is what they're looking for.
Yep.
And it comes with a 3.2 millimeter um, 4K lens that pretty much gives you roughly around 90 degrees of viewing or angle of view. This comes standard with it. It's got I/O. It's a breakout cable, consists of your power, audio, and your communication. And all of our cameras are supported by the VISCA protocol, too, so that you could run communications, control your parameters from a remote control surface, for example,
Mhm.
or using our CCS that we have available, downloadable for free off our website using our proprietary CCU, which is a CCS USB product.
Which is a PC based way of controlling these cameras.
That's correct. You
What
can
other
control
kinds
all
of
your
lenses
parameters.
are available for these?
We have a 3.6. We have a 6 millimeter. And we also have a 12 millimeter.
In practical terms, I know you mentioned that one does 90 degrees. Are these other lenses wider or tighter?
Tighter. So the higher millimeter, when you
Yep.
have on these type of cameras, is typically the narrower the angle.
So you have a HDMI 4K coming as the UHD uh, 100, and then
Right.
you have the SDI 6G coming, which is
Right.
the UHD 6G
It's
200.
200.
And then
Right.
after that, you also have um, not coming up here in
UHD,
February, but a little bit later on, you have
right,
this guy, the UHD 6G X12L.
right, which is a 12x optical zoom. And
Okay.
this one actually has dual video out. This one has 6G SDI and HDMI altogether, and it's all
Okay.
simultaneous. Yeah. So these cameras on our our UHD 6G 200. Um, and this is actually an engineering model. Yeah, we're looking to release this until probably end of next month, if not beginning of March. Um, this one actually not just supporting 6G SDI, but you could also support it down to 3G SDI
Yep.
standard HD. Right, it's all broadcast centric. Um, it goes from full frame or drop frame, depending on video requirements that you need for your production.
How do you anticipate people to be ingesting the signal from this? Most popularly, or what are the products that you think people will be using this with?
One, it's most popular is on the the esport, sorry, the
Mm,
gaming
yep.
industry. So esport is basically is huge for us. Majority of our market relies heavily on the esport type of industry,
Mm,
like your League of Legends, Honor of Kings, things like that. So these cameras is heavily used for that application. It isn't a
mm,
POV camera.
yep.
So aside from that, it can be used for racing, sports events,
So
live broadcast.
those are use cases. I guess the question I was asking, and this isn't a vmix setup. What products are you thinking that people are going to be hooking these up to? What are the from your research? What is the most common? Or is it Black Magic? Is it TriCaster? Is it vmix? What are the
Well,
customers that?
it's all around actually.
Yeah.
Majority on our PTZ line, majority of them are hooking up to a Black Magic 18
Mm.
switcher.
But in the case
Our
of the
box,
4K products, that's going to be a different spectrum because there aren't, there isn't quite the ubiquity of 4K live production equipment.
right.
Do you, what have you guys tested it with? What are you anticipating? I know from our standpoint, we're planning on doing a bundle with the Yuan card, so that people can ingest four of these of the HDMI's into vMix 4K. That's our solution. Blackmagic, they have 4K switchers as well. What's your experience, or what do you think? What's your
Well,
best guess?
well, a lot of platforms being used on our cameras, they're all operating under either vMix or even in the TriCaster. Um, Black Magic, it's more popular too.
Yep.
So it's a broad range of applications depending on what you have in terms of the equipment you're using with this type of camera.
So I usually save Q&A for the end, but one of the resellers asked a question that we should probably throw out there is NDI. Do you guys have any plans for an NDI version of your cameras?
That's part of this one of the, that's pretty much on cue for us there. We're still working on getting a solution for NDI uh, ready camera.
Mm.
Yes, we're still working on the kinks on that with further development and so on, but I'm hoping we'll get it soon. But
So it's in
at
the
the moment,
R&D phase, you would say.
right, it's part of our R&D phase. One of the things listed, but right now we're not fully focused on that yet.
Mm.
With various restrictions with the industry getting our cameras to be NDI ready. But that's all I could comment on that.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about some of your other products. You have the T-Gen and the G-Con SDI and HDMI. Um,
Right.
what makes your converter better than everyone else's? There's a lot of converters on the market. Why should somebody buy an AIDA G-Con SDI?
Well, one of the things that I like to emphasize on our GCon series of converters is actually it's I know that in comparison with AGA, the ROI, SDI, or HDMI that they have on their line, But our Gcon, again, this is a Genlock converter. It's not just a standard converter where it converts from SDI to HDMI or vice versa. It also embeds your sync signal in there as well too. So uh, using that type of converter, you're able to, if you need to sync your cameras, which your camera is not able to be able to sync because it doesn't have a reference input,
Hmm.
you're actually embedding that sync signal so that you can make that camera sync along with all your video sources. So what differentiates our product, our Gcon series of converters compared to AGAs is it has more value added features to it. Like for example, you're able to adjust your V-Sync and H-Sync phases, divisional picture comparison, built-in pattern generator. That's great for engineering environment. Built-in LCD menu screen and controls along with that too. So that is something that we put in added into the product so that it can be utilized more as opposed to just your standard use for the product with that similarity involved.
And of course, most importantly, what a lot of people who didn't grow up in the traditional broadcast era is that syncing your devices allows you to eliminate a frame of frame sync, which, if you're doing an IMAG environment, is going to cut down uh, on every one of those essential frames that you're trying to eliminate. Which brings us to your next product, which is the TGen 6P. What does the TGen do?
It is a sync generator or Genlock generator. It's got six sync reference out with one reference in. What's great about our product is that TGen is that you're able to use it either a master or a slave. So that reference input that it has, you can switch the products to slave mode. So you can basically cascade multiple sync generator or TGens all together to accommodate more video cameras that you need to, or video components that you need to sync all together.
And last, I want to bring up the CCS USB, which is a product that we mentioned earlier, which is your interface for controlling your PTZ cameras. It is a an Ethernet to serial adapter. Uh,
No, it's our CCS USB. It's a USB device controller.
uh,
Our software is proprietary to it. It's got a 232 input and 485 and 422. So this can only run with our software that we have for free, and you can download directly onto our website,
mhm,
aidaimaging.com.
yep.
And it basically the software itself, it's robust in the way you can adjust all your parameters from there, your pan tilt zoom, and it's basically connected to a USB port for your PC or your laptop. And things. We designed this product based on cost effectiveness in the industry. So this
Okay.
one has a US list price of $170. So
Pretty
that's
cost
something
effective.
that very cost effective. That's something
So
we
let's
look
talk
for.
about other ways to control your cameras. You've been working very closely with Scarhoy for implementation of your PTZ cameras so that their controllers can control your cameras. Let's talk a little
Right.
bit about that. So,
Well, yeah.
yeah, Scarhoy
So we
is
work.
basically an Ethernet based platform, and your cameras are serial based. What's the process for connecting the two?
Well, we worked and heavily relied on Scarhoy, and
Yep.
of course, we worked with their CTO Casper over there. Great guy, by the way, and their whole entire team is just phenomenal company to work with. And we started off with basically with a lot of inquiries of our camera users, especially in the PTZ, where they needed a control, either a CCS or a CCU, but not serial based. So they're looking to integrate controls for their cameras via IP. And what Starhoy has done for us is that they basically integrated our VISCA protocols with their MC10 and RCP controllers, but running through a serial to Ethernet converter. So because Scarhoy are renowned for their control surfaces, they're pioneering in this type of products and for the industry, we are very happy that we're able to do some industry collaborative work with them. bringing our PTZ cameras and the rest of our camera lines to be part of their device core list. AIDA listed being on their device core list.
And you also have a collaboration coming up with a company called Boxcast. Can you tell us a little
Right.
bit about that?
Yeah, Boxcast is great company to work with as well too. They basically design products for video live streaming. They're encoders, and one of the things that we're very excited about is to be able to work with their Boxcaster Pro, which they will soon release either this month or next month. And that product is actually supporting 4K up to 60 frames. So coincide with our release with our 4K camera lines, we want to make sure or ensure. Again, we're about to engage in a collaborative work with them uh, uh, in making sure that our cameras are fully compatible with their Boxcast Pro that we'll release.
And then I think to wrap things up, we should tell everybody about AIDA and Switchblade systems.
Right, right. So we're actually very excited about this. We're going to, of course, Switchblade Systems. They offer turnkey VMix solutions. And AIDA, we will be doing a pre-launch on our USB 3.0 camera that is broadcast centric, 1080p up to 60 frames, power over USB 3.0, exclusive to Switchblade systems. So I think they have a bundle ready as well too on that. Very cost-effective solutions powered
Yeah.
by vMix and with
So
AIDA
uh,
USB
I
3.0.
pulled it up on the screen here. It's a bundle for 15.95, which includes a vMix box, which is the Switchblade Flick format, with a one of your USB cameras. That's
Right.
the bundle that's on that website. And obviously, if anybody needs pricing on that, to reach out to us. So that, I think is good, a good coverage of your company. Um, I think that about rounds it out. Unless there's any last things that I've forgotten to mention or you've forgotten to mention. Is there something you want to throw out there? I think we got you most
Well,
of your products
just
covered.
briefly, I like to also announce. I mean, I know we mentioned something about like what we have things in the work
Mhm.
for AIDA. A couple of things that we have in a process as part of our priority list is being able to offer a 4K PTZ line
Mhm.
of cameras that, of course, with just like our box cameras, offering 6G SDI, HDMI, also incorporating VISCA over IP, and maybe possibly HD based P, but don't take my word for that for now. But definitely 6G SDI offering HDMI, VISCA over IP. Again, that's very important with our PTZ. Of course, like I mentioned, our CCS USB will have a version 2 available that will also incorporate VISCA over IP. Um, with just added an external device, serial to Ethernet converter onto the camera side, and able to receive that on the CPU,
Mhm.
which are second generation CCS USB that will be available. A 4K conversion equipment is what we also have in mind and starting to develop, and possibly the 4K sync generator. Uh,
Ooh,
you know, having the industry publishes a standard for 4K gen lock that point. But something that we have listed of what we have on our roadmap for 2018 and all the way to
exciting.
2019.
Well, thanks for spending some time to talk to us and tell us a bit about your products. As always, it's great talking to you, and I look forward to spending some time in your booth at NAB. I'm gonna roll the credits here, so to speak, and you just hang on. And if there are any questions, we will follow them up soon. Thanks, everybody. Once again,
Thanks, Eric.
you're watching John Budino from AIDA Imaging on US Broadcast Live. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.